Alright, boys, it's part 2 of the Pokusevski saga. From Z Highlights, as always. Because Pokusevski had himself a game in the preseason, and before you tell me overreacting, I'm well aware and I'm fine with it. So, right off the jump, we get Poku in some handoff action, making a great pass. 7-footer who can make plays like this. OKC runs quite a few actions like this in this game. That one was to Isaiah Roby. Now we have Giddey, and I just kind of love watching Josh Giddey work. I mean, even this pass, like we're going to look at this. Poku, he makes this three. That looks great. That's amazing. We love that. Anyway, the dude stops in midair and just makes a pass to the other side of the court like it's nothing. Like that's not easy whatsoever. But the guy just has a fluidity or something to his passes. It's just so good. And then once again, we get to appreciate Pokusevski just knocking down a bomb. Where's Poku? Now we got him kind of in transition, an in and out dribble behind the back, keeping the dribble alive, keeping it high. I mean, my God, he's like bullying dudes a little bit. Again, I don't think it's going to happen all the time, but when it does, it's like, oh crap. Just what could be? Once again, now we have Giddey cutting. We get one more play with him. And top of the key, just another jump shot. I love it. The snap of the wrist, one fluid motion, the little kick that he does with his legs. Okay, now I want to look at some of Westbrook's plays against the Kings, because I think the Lakers did some interesting things with Westbrook cutting, and he was more aggressive going to the rim and stuff. But right here, we've got LeBron at kind of top of the key, kind of the elbow, whatever you'd consider it. Back to the basket. You already see Bazemore setting one screen. Russ has already got momentum going. I think DJ is looking to set a screen as well. Anyway, results in Westbrook cutting to the rim. And I think there's a lot of potential for that sort of thing. Now, the kind of wild thing here is that both Lakers' big guys are on the perimeter, DJ setting screens, AD in the opposite corner. As far as how teams would try to guard this, I mean, you could plant your big guy in the paint and just ignore DJ completely, but then if DJ is setting screens for guys, it's one dude defending two players, so that could be tough. As far as AD in the corner, I mean, I feel like he could make these shots, but also he could cut or he could take it off the dribble himself. This was another one that I thought was cool. Once again, AD in the opposite corner. But anyway, instead of having DJ set the screen for Russ up top, which makes it a little easier for teams to dare him to take the pull-up jumper, which is, of course, what they want him to do, by starting him here and then having DJ set the screen, it's easier for Westbrook to already get that momentum to where it's just tougher to bait him into a shot that you really don't want him to take if you're the Lakers. There were also some interesting things with Westbrook's assists. He got some more cut action going. So this one here, it starts out as a simple Westbrook DJ pick and roll, but then it turns into this give and go thing where Westbrook just cuts pretty much. And I mean, there's another one he's going to do with AD as well. And it's like, if Westbrook just simply chooses to cut a couple times a game rather than take that three, I feel like it just does so much more for the Lakers offense. And here it is right here. So Westbrook gets it down to AD, gets free from Davion Mitchell. Kings are forced to switch, and then we get a Anthony Davis alley-oop. I mean, you know, you look at basically this right here, right? If Westbrook chooses to spot up when AD's got the ball here, or when LeBron's doing his thing, the defense is going to take that. You know, if he catches it and then shoots a three or takes a pull-up jumper, defense is like, cool. If he cuts, things become a lot more interesting. So hopefully he just keeps cutting, or just simply catches the ball and then just goes to the rim. And people are questioning if Ben Simmons almost missed Game 7 against the Hawks, saying he tested positive because he was scared. I'm going to choose to not believe this just because I want it to not be true. The Bucks have extended GM John Horst. Man, that one title, that got John Horst and Budenholzer extended, took a lot of pressure off the franchise, and I think they're ready to make another run. I mean, they got DiVincenzo coming back. They picked up Grayson Allen, and I think he'll get more open shots here than he did with the Grizzlies. They figured out a lot of things with the Giannis Middleton pick and rolls up top, and there's always the possibility of Giannis just adding something to his game. He had a couple of really nice pull-up jumpers against the Jazz. We'll see. Stan Van Gundy, the first step in me wanting to get back into broadcasting was David Griffin firing me. Hey, Stan Van is good on the broadcast booth. Media, NBA TV, wherever you find him. Has the game potentially passed him by as a coach? I mean, I don't know. Like, he was having the Magic shoot a bunch of threes back in like 2010. And he did drag a couple of those Pistons teams to like 40-something wins off the back of like having really good defense. Pistons fans still don't like Stan Van, though. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see him again at some point. But he is good in the booth and all that. Oh yeah, we got this. We got Wendell, 4 years, $50 million. I think this is a pretty good contract. That's a little over $12 million a year for Wendell. I think it's a bargain. I know that the last year with the Bulls wasn't the best, but we got to remember with Wendell that people were talking about him coming into the NBA as somebody who can be like the foundation of your defense and all that. Now the question is what happens with Mo Bamba? I don't know, but I would be a little surprised if they paid both of them. Unless they think there's a world where they can play together. Ben Simmons not at shoot-around. Sixers are working on his potential arrival. TJ Warren had a scan. It was good, but he's still weeks away. Yeah, man, I just don't think we're ever going to see a healthy Pacers team. I think between TJ and the constant fear of LeVert getting injured, and also Brogdon, who's missed some time, but, I mean, if they can get all their guys out there, I think they can be like a pretty decent team. Now, for what it's worth, I think Chris Duarte might be able to step into a starting guard role and be okay right off the jump. Like, he's 24 years old, and he just knows what he's doing out there between making a shot, keeping the play moving, and taking a couple dribbles inside and noticing the next action to make. Davion Mitchell preseason defense highlights. I really appreciate people who make defensive highlights because you actually have to dive in and like find it. You can't just look up the stats and then find the buckets the guy made. All right, so let's check out some of this. We got Davion fighting around the Zubats screen. Good contest on Reggie Jackson. So this is the real defensive compilation. This isn't just steals and blocks. This is like the stuff that frickin' ads, oh my god, that don't show up in the stat sheet. Anyway, we had LeBron in the post. He was giving LeBron a little bit of something there. Fights around the screen to get a good contest on Anthony Simons. We have him picking up LeBron once again. LeBron in the post. Mitchell staying with him okay enough. The biggest thing when defending LeBron in the post is just not fouling him, really. And we got Davion defending Rondo up top. Wow, that was a hell of an effort right there. Because he got beat a little bit there, because they had LeBron who made that one to Rondo, and, Davion had to make up a little bit of ground. But he did it. Also, shout out to Tristan Thompson for playing more defense here than he did with the Celtics all of last season. But, yeah, Davion, defense, love it. He's also been doing stuff on offense. This rookie class, it's pretty damn alright. Anonymous scout, not a fan of the Heat getting Lowry. Is he that big of an upgrade over Dragic? Yeah. Popovich is 26 wins away from becoming the winningest coach in NBA history. Alright, look. I hope he gets it. And the Spurs, they've got interesting players. Is it a guarantee that he gets it this season?